Hi, welcome to Magpie Moonchild. My name is Kayleigh. This is a deck unboxing of Runes for Modern Life and Ancient Divination cards for today's dilemmas. Actually, we don't really know when people started using runes for divination, but it probably wasn't in the Viking days. It's actually a much more modern idea. However, they were used for spelling and magic and all those kinds of things. This is a modern look at how we can apply runes as we know them to a modern situation. Now, I bought this deck secondhand off Vinted, and it has arrived this week, and I am going to go and play with it. So it's obviously not wrapped, but it is a genuine deck because it is in the 2-part box, and it does have the Lawrence King production and the barcode on it. So it is a genuine deck, because it's not in a playing card size, and it hasn't got those QR codes, making it a non-authentic deck. So we have Ingvars and Yara on there. We have illustrations by Camilla Perkins, text by Theresa Cheung. Oh, I love Theresa's work. Runes for Modern Life, Ancient Divination for Today's Dilemmas. So we have Pertho and Manas on there as well. Same details on the bottom. On the back, it says, runes are ancient divination tools that remain potent symbols for personal transformation. I will agree with that. Use these cards to find deeper meaning in your life and awaken your insight. Now, I love runes because it's a 2-part box. Gorgeous purple lining. We have the book, which we'll have a look at in a moment, and we have the cards. Yeah, I love the runes. Whereas tarot will absolutely tell you what's going on with your life, runes will just get to the black and white, this is actually what's happening kind of energy to it. I love them. They're much more primordial the way that they work. So it's nice to see a modern twist on this. So we have Feihu, which obviously has an element of wealth to it. Less inspired, well, I don't know, you might be inspired by him to get a body like that, or to buy a dachshund, you may be inspired. But I do like this. I do like the funky colour. I do like the 1930s style house and the pool. I do like that it has a modern twist on Feihu, and that's the point, right? It's not the traditional meaning, it's a more modern meaning. And I love the backs as well, with the runes on the circle. We then have Urus, about strength. It also has a doorway on, or at least a threshold of some kind there as well, a gateway, which I really like, that element of Urus as well. I love it. Bodybuilding. We have Thursaz. I do like that it has this kind of slightly toxic kind of feel to it, with the mask and the clouds and everything. I do like it because Thursaz can be quite destructive and toxic in its way. It's also about protection, so I love that there's PPE as an expression of that protection there as well. I really like it. I really do like that representation of it. Plus, if we keep pumping out those toxic chemicals, we're going to destroy the earth. So we need to protect the earth by stopping it, I suppose. On Zeus, so this is obviously manifestation, wish making, putting it out there. We have a fortune cookie here. There's almost like a divination kind of feel to this, with that cookie meal being obviously there, fish being there for luck as well. I really like this. I really like these day-to-day settings of these cards as well. Rytho, so it's about a journey, so why not go on a plane? I suppose planes didn't exist when the rune was invented, but I do like it. I do like there is this aspect of travel and all these different places in the world and the journey. So they're obviously partway through their journey, and making sure they take the time to enjoy that journey and savor the memories that they make along the way. So I really like these aspects of Rytho. Kenaz, the light at the end of the tunnel. What a perfect way of putting it. I don't know if I like the fact they're walking down the middle of the road, but I do like that they're in a tunnel and they're leading each other. So this one's leading this one. They're walking together towards the light and to enlightenment, or, their way out, their way forward, the next part of their journey. So I really like that expression of Kenaz. So we have Gabo, gifts, and we literally have a gift being given here. celebrations. I like that there is symmetry to this image as well, quite a lot of symmetry. It's like that, yes, they're slightly different, but they do give balance in the way that it's set up in the image as well. This one has a bracelet, that one has a watch, so they're slightly different, but they do bring balance into that situation. So I really do like that there's a lot of balance and gift giving going on there. Wunyo, so we're all about joy and celebration, and where better to have an expression of celebration and dance and movement and fun than carnival or, you know, a Vegas show. I do like all the streamers. It feels more carnival than Vegas. But again, joy, right? And actually this part here reminds me of the outfit that Nicole Kidman wore on Moulin Rouge, which is my favorite film. So that also brings me joy. So yeah, I really like it. Play and fun. Hagalaz, so we have the storm. It's normally a hailstorm. But I suppose any form of cold water having destruction around it and trying to protect yourself, in this case an umbrella, but the inevitable that it's going to hit you one way or another. So although we've tried to protect ourselves with the umbrella, that's not been sufficient. So we're learning, hey, this was much bigger than we expected, and there's a tornado or a hurricane in the background as well. So all sorts going on, but thankfully should be safe. And I also love that when I was taught Hagalaz, it was, if there's a hailstorm, do you run in the car and does the car take the hit? And yet again, this is the car taking the hit. So I really like that with Hagalaz. Nowadays, a real need, and I love that this is clearly, I don't love that this is a situation that happens in the world, but it is absolutely part of that. When we have a need, we are leaving somewhere because we need to go somewhere safe. There is friction and tension where we are, so we need to move off into a new environment so that we have a sense of safety and can begin to feel secure. I also love that there's a community element, that they've all traveling together in this boat out in the ocean, taking this risk, and they are all together supporting each other through this horrific journey that they have to make. Issa. Issa is stillness, being stuck in a river, or glacier. It's ice. It's that frozen wisdom. And actually, it's almost about stopping and taking time to, you know, on your journey, to take in your surroundings. And that is almost forced on you when you are in a traffic jam, to take in what's around you, whether that's this gorgeous view in the background, or maybe it's the view of us that they're seeing in the car. But there is wisdom and moments of stillness that can be found even in an urban environment, that you can take these moments of stillness and contemplation even when you are traveling in your car. Yada, so yes, planting a seed, tending to it. What are we harvesting? What are we planting? What are we bringing through to fruition? What are we investing our time and effort? Are we nurturing and nourishing it with these? I really like this representation of Yada, and I also love that, again, it's in an urban environment. This looks like it's a rooftop garden. So I really like this modern twist on how we can apply those runes and their energies into the modern environment. So we have Ivaz looking in the mirror, looking at it from another point of view, looking at it from another realm, and really staring at a reflection and accessing parts of ourselves. I do like that there's this cutting and colouring. Anyone who knows me knows that I cut and colour my hair a lot, and have had this colour. So I do like this. It's almost like accessing parts of self, and how am I going to reflect that version of myself externally, of how I feel inwardly as well with this hairstyling. I really like this. I do like this. I love that there's a tree element to it in the wallpaper behind the mirror. Yeah, I really enjoy this aspect of Ivaz. That's given me lots to think about. Perthrow. So Perthrow is about it's the gambler's cup. It's about contemplation and making calculated decisions, or taking a chance in certain areas. What can stop us taking that chance and going for that risk is a sense of agitation or fear. And I suppose by having this meditative, contemplative energy, it allows us to center and calm our mind, to calm those thoughts, so that we can set about how we are going to manifest or bring into being those things that we want to take a chance on, or that we don't miss our moment because we're so confused by other things going on around us, other thoughts that are worrying us, the hustle and bustle. If you look, there's a city behind. Yes, the mountains out there as well, but there's this sense of calm in the midst of the hustle bustle of a city. I really like how urban this deck is and how we can find those moments in this life, in a modern urban lifetime. The watch. So yeah, just meditating. I also really like cat. I don't have a white cat. Algae. So it's a sense of protection, and there is that elk sedge element to it, where we are going to hide in the elk sedge so that nothing can get us. At some point we have to move, and obviously there is something that she fears. In this case, a snake. There's eyes in the bush, in the thickets. This could be other creatures taking refuge as well. However, in this case, I think this person is fearful of what's out here, and that tent is providing some form, if not flimsy, form of protection against what they are fearing in amongst the undergrowth, the bushes. So the next one that we have is Sovilu, which is all about unencumbered joy and success, and overcoming obstacles and having that sense of victory. And this is kind of that. We've got to a certain point and we are now looking towards what our successful summit is going to be. Maybe sat on the summit of another one looking across. There's a level of success, but we can still look to where we can have other successes if we choose to. So I really like Sovilu in this way. Also, ultimate joy, right? Being out in nature, that you've taken a vehicle out into nature to connect with nature. It's almost bringing that and enhancing how we can access those things that bring us joy. Taivas, we have them cyclists going up the hill. It might be Tour de France. The front one is in a yellow jersey. However, it is about surmounting. It's knowing our true path, true course, and pushing forward in the direction that we feel called to, and pushing them courageously moving forward with a form of sacrifice as well, because this is not an easy thing to do. Sacrifice to get towards where it is our destination that we are looking for. So I really like this. And there's storms going on. Oh no, it's not storms, that is a mountain. Look like clouds with mountains being hit with lightning, but I mean it could be both. And we have, obviously, we're up in the cold mountains as well, so there's an element of hardship there as well to follow our endeavors. Bacana. Now I love Bacana. It's one of my favorites. Always reminds me of Madonna's boobs when I look at them. So it's, which obviously makes sense. It is about breasts. It is about mothering. It is about nurturing. So it's about also our home environment. Absolutely. What's bringing nourishment. Now, this person could be moving in. They could be moving out. Either way, there is a change of energy going on here. And Bacana does that. It shifts to the energy to make it a nurturing, nourishing environment. And we have the plant here as well to show that. So it kind of makes sense that there is a new beginning happening here, whether they are moving in or out, and that there will be an element of settling in and getting the energy, tuning the energy to yours or yours to it, assimilating yourself in that situation. So I really like that twist on Bacana. We have Avas now, which obviously is about the journey, partnership, helping each other, that kind of rider and horse and rider element. And here, look, assisting each other. Like, I've made it up here, I'm going to help you come up. Having this view, so is also part of a journey and where we are working together to share an experience. I really like that. I really like that expression of Avas there. We have Manas, so it's a collective, it's a community, a coming together of two people, but also a group of people with similar interests that are all there for the same thing. It's almost like a meeting point of joy. So this festival, music concert, celebration of shared joy really makes a lot of sense for Manas. We then move into Legus, which is the lake. It's water, and this element of water and allowing yourself to sit in the water and emotions in that way. I really like this energy here of just being and allowing yourself to delve a little into the element. But I really like it. I love that kind of contemplating things and also assessing which ride to wave to ride, and really taking the time and enjoying something, not massively celebratory, but just enjoying something and taking the time to kind of flow with nature. Ingvars is the seed. It is a connection, I suppose, in this sense, as two people coming together. To me, it's more of a seed growing, like what are our intentions? What are we planting? What is the potential? This may well be the beginning of a relationship, the potential that they see each other growing. Obviously, it's double gabo, so there is an element of relationships and both having that element. I do like that it's XX. And we've got what appears to be two biologically feminine people from a chromosomal point of view. However, this could be the beginnings of something beautiful between them. It could be that initial connection, and the way they could be growing together. Often reminds me of DNA, actually, Ingvars, as well. So Dagas, phases, sunset and sunrise. It is obviously about the day. I often see this as like an hourglass and phases of expansion and contraction. You have that when you are doing yoga or Pilates or any kind of exercise. You are expanding and contracting, constricting the muscles as part of that, as part of this growth, as part of this strengthening. And life has these phases of expansion and constriction, whether that is an expansion of the amount of light or constriction of light towards the nighttime, the dawn, the dusk, the daytime, but also the seasons as well. I see this really as days in the sense of how long are the days, what do the days entail, where has there been hardship, where has there been ease, and how the whole experience helps us grow and expand. I really like this idea of having that in a environment where things are growing and requiring the light, and adapting to day and night, but also this strengthening and growth within the human as well. And finally, we have Otila, which is obviously the home, the ancestral home. And we see there is grandma with a child, and then the mother with the child. So there is this sense of ancestry and generational, passing the fan along to the next generation. The plants have also come along as the vases have also come along as an heirloom as well. I do like, it's like a fire. It's like keeping that ancestral burning, that flame burning. I do like that the child has the same haircut and colour dress as they've become an adult. So yeah, I really like this. And again, there's the comb there and all these symbols that are tied into that. So and obviously grandma's necklace is being held as well. So there is this idea of gifts or items being passed down the ancestral line within the family home as well. This is their home environment by the look of it. So even within the home, there are memories that are kept and held and treasured and used, because they have that memory, that love associated with them. So let's have a look at how these cards all shuffle. It does have a cushion in there. There are 24, because we have 24 runes in the Elder Futhark. I know some people say the blank rune is one. It's kind of an invention by Ralph Bloom. Although when I do have a set of runes that have it in, I do use it more as a gar, one of the Giant's runes. So there we go. So they will kind of riffle. They're a bit too thick. They are very thick cards. When I was first putting them in order so I could go through them, I did keep thinking they were stuck. They're very thick, sturdy cards. They don't bend. They're not giving. It's really beautiful. It's the kind of the luxury of having only 24 cards. You can have this thicker deck and it not be too bulky. It is normal oracle size cards. And I really, really like them. I really like these cards. There you go, Wunyo, I'm enjoying them. I'm really enjoying these cards. Right, let's have a quick look at the guidebook that comes with it. So we have Runes for Modern Life. And we have an introduction, how rune casting work. Origins and relevance today. That may be disputed. That's the only thing with runes. We don't really know a lot about it in the sense of how they were used for divination and things like that. But the runes themselves are thousands, or at least a couple of thousand years old. Rune casting how to use these rune cards. So we have a daily one, a 3 rune, a 5 rune, a 7 rune, lifetime spread, and then there's a section on bind runes, a wheel with the runes there, and then we have the full color image of the card, and the title, how to pronounce it, the meaning, the actual rune itself, and then there's a description there. And that goes for all of the runes, all the way through to Otila, because this deck believes Otila is the last one, or Othalor, Othalor. I don't think I've ever heard it pronounced that way, but I'm not saying that's wrong because we don't really know. And then we have Dream Decoder cards, Love Oracles, Tattoo Tarot. Those two, I don't have that one, but that is one I've wanted in my collection for years. Some text by Theresa there. Illustrations obviously were by Camilla Perkins. And please note these cards, there's a warning there as well. Liability and decision making. So that is Runes for Modern Life. I know I've gone a bit into the cards with this one. I can see that I've gone on to 20 minutes. Normally they're 10. But I really have enjoyed this deck and I cannot wait to use it in my practice. I'm going to go and have a play with it now. But yes, hopefully this has been of some use to you and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.